Hi, my name is Melissa, and I am doing the technical reporting for General Mechanism Description Project. I'm doing it on the Avaya Model 9611G IP phone. Do you know who Alexander Graham Bell is? Does the name ring a bell? It should. He was the inventor of the telephone back in 1876. Alexander successfully used the phone on March 10, 1876, to call his assistant, Mr. Watson, to come to him. He needed help. The inventor started a revolutionary way of communicating between colleagues. Now in the 21st century, telephones have progressed and technology has advanced. Phones in today's industries have encompassed many aspects that are user-friendly. The Avaya Model 9611G IP phone is a phone that I use in my profession as an administrative assistant. It has many functions, characteristics, and parts that help me conduct my daily business. I will give you an outline of how easy the phone is to navigate, the physical characteristics of the phone, as well as examples of how I use the phone daily. Let's start with the function of the phone. It can make or receive calls to individuals. It can put calls on a conference, put the calls on hold, or it can transfer calls. It has voicemail capability, such as leaving a message or receiving messages that have been left for you. Many locations for these types of phones are in industrial settings, or it could be used for an in-home use. Users are any person that can use a phone that needs to make multi-line calls or receive calls, transfer calls, or put calls on hold. When is it used? It's used to make phone calls of any type of nature, business agreements, conferences, just talking to colleagues on a daily basis on the daily ins and outs of business transactions. Let's move on to the physical characteristics of the phone. It has a black base. The dimensions of the phone are 8 inches in length by 9 inches in height by 6 inches wide. It has an adjustable gray base that allows the phone to either lay flat or to sit upright on the user's preference. It has a receiving handle and a spiral phone cord to connect the phone to the base to the receiver. Now that you know the physical looks and characteristics of the phone, let's move into the function. The parts. The parts are the receiver. This is where you can speak into the phone and or listen in from the phone on what the other person is saying. It also transmits the signal to that person so they understand what you're saying. The spiral cord that's connected to the base and the receiver, make sure that the connection is attached to the base and allows for the functionality and the dial tone to happen. Now moving into the base, there's quite a few different parts of this, and it would look like this, and I got this diagram from the Louisiana State University website, as well as the user manual that is attached to it. It has a speaker button, a headset button, a mute button, and a volume button. Those are all functions of the phone that allow the user to adjust the volume of the person's voice coming in so you can understand them better. A headset button so you are hands-free while talking and can continue to type or do whatever is necessary while you're listening to the person speak. It has a mute button, so if you're having a conversation on the side, which you shouldn't, you can put the person on mute if needed. It has a speaker button, so if you do not have a headset, you can put this person on speaker only if and after you have asked them for permission. It has dial keys 1 through 9 with a 0, as well as a pound and a star key. These are all for dialing out and or going through the prompts when necessary. It has a contacts list, which allows you to put in contacts for a speed dial later on into the use. It has a home button, so while you're in the menu, you can push the home button and it brings you back to the very front of the screen. It has a call log history, which entails of the received calls, the outgoing calls, and the missed calls. It also has a phone button that takes you through the menu, which are used with the arrow keys that navigate you through many different options in the phone setting, from the ring tone to the dial tone to the contact list and to any other function that the phone may present. I know at my work we have a log in and out, so you can log into a dial tree that gives you access to other people's phone calls. So all you have to do is log in and grab those calls, as in when I was in scheduling, that's the prime purpose for that. It also has soft keys where it gives you information on your call history, just a different way to access that type of information. It also has a message waiting indicator, which tells you if you have a missed call message, as well as a USB port, and that allows you to connect your phone or whatever other device that you would need to connect to your phone to allow for extra availability. Now, as far as the information that I gathered for this, I got it from the Louisiana State University and the Avaya website that gave me a better description of some of these functions. Avaya Model 9611G IP phone is a user-friendly phone that many companies use to conduct their business transaction. So in conclusion, as my presentation wraps up, you should have a better knowledge of the phone's function, the physical characteristics of the phone, and what the phone is used for as an administrative assistant and or in other business settings. Thank you.